All right, it's 9 a.m. and I'll call the September 23rd meeting of the Board of Supervisors to order. Item.
Motion to the agenda.
No second.
Have a motion made by Supervisor Jorgensen, seconded by Kiefer, to approve the agenda as presented. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Aye. Motion's carried. Public comment period. Anyone who is listening on the phone like to make a public comment? We did have a comment, never had this one happen, but somebody sent in a request for public comment, so I'll honor that and read the comment. It's from Kathy Carter of Rockford. Please accept this during the public comment period, as I'll be driving. At the time of your meeting, I can't attend in person or via Zoom or phone. The comment states, I see that discussion on continuing a wind moratorium is on the agenda. In view of the many complicated factors as well as the ever-changing technology, I ask that the board does vote to extend the moratorium. In addition, I do not understand why CO2 pipeline ordinances have not been given priority, since that issue has been on the table for over 2 full years now. That should have been dealt with long ago. Is there any other public comment? Anyone on the phone? Hearing none, we'll move to the item 3, which is yes, approval of the September 17th minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the September 17th, 2024 minutes.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Supervisor Kiefer and seconded by Jorgensen to approve the September 17th, 2024 minutes of the Board of Supervisors. Discussion? Comment from anyone listening on the phone? Hearing none, those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. Item 4, review action regarding approval of the claims.
I'll make a motion to approve claims as presented.
So I just have a quick question for Gloria. Maybe I've asked this before, but how much have we paid Bolton and May total?
So if you pull up last week's agenda packet, you can see what had been paid to date. Oh, both of me.
Yeah, both.
Both of me. I can email you the reports that I've emailed to John Zimmerman and that Merlin Schweitzer picked up, and then you would have.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Supervisor Jorgensen, seconded by Kiefer to approve the claim. Discussion? Those in favor of approving the claims as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Item 5, updates on various boards and commissions and activities since the last meeting.
I attended EMS meeting, I believe it was on Monday late afternoon evening. Discussion revolved around how to get the word out, if there was going to be some knocking or that type of thing. Timing was considered. Also, I made them aware of appropriate ways. In fact, I printed a lot of that stuff off and handed it to them so that they could reference. So there is another meeting tomorrow night. So that routine emails, that type of thing that I think all of us have gotten.
I didn't have any these last week.
I worked with the zoning department on mapping the separated distances that are in the setbacks and reading of the ordinance. And that's really the only meeting I had. Item 6, review and action regarding resolution 2524, the county compensation board. We talked about this last week. And resolution as it's read would reestablish the county compensation board. Same makeup, 2 members by the board of supervisors and 1 member by the county auditor, county attorney, county recorder, county treasurer, and county sheriff. And if we approve this, we have to draw for lots to determine the duration of the initial staggered terms. And we have to reappoint new members. It all starts over, so. More discussion about this. Ideas? What do you think, Dennis?
Well, the question I have is now that the compensation board of the state is determined it can be done away with if the county wants to, correct? Would it be difficult for us to find members to sit on the board? Other than the county employees that are mentioned in here, like mayors, there was a mayor from each city, right, I think?
Oh, that is,
You're thinking the assessor's conference board.
yeah, that's.
Oh, I'm
correct.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Yeah, this one is, each department had one advocate, basically.
I was confused.
Or did,
We have 2.
we have 2, yeah. Supervisors have 2. Oh. My first thought would be to reach out to the current ones and see if they're willing to continue.
We don't have to do that today.
Yeah,
No.
that's
Yeah,
up to each elected official.
right.
Our 2 are Sherwood and
Kaylin,
Kalen Slick. Don't have to decide that today. It could be something different. We're deciding if that's the type of procedure we want to do, or if we want to take this role on ourselves. So I'm happy with the idea of maintaining the county compensation.
I have 2.
I think the ladies over here last week are in favor of it as well, Jesse and.
I think the sheriff even had a conversation with Amy that she shared that he was in favor too, so
It means drawing lots for the terms, staggered terms. I
so,
understand how that's.
so that establishes, so they're appointed for 4-year terms. You have to have some come up in 2 years, like your district supervisors were. District 1 got the draw for 2 years, and the other 2 for 4 years. Same thing with this, they can't all come to it.
did you say the supervisors get separated?
Supervisors get 2.
Would they serve at the same term, or does it depend on the draw?
Here's, in the resolution from ISAC, it had 7 spots. There's 7 members. So my assumption was it must be the supervisors aren't going to necessarily be the same term. So I did a supervisor 1 and a supervisor 2. So maybe they'd end up on the same, depending on how you draw. So my thoughts were, if you're going to draw, I've got 1 for each of the other elected officials, and I've got these 2 for the supervisors. They draw those 2 that, you're gonna draw, whichever way you want to do the draw. 3 are going to be for a short term and 4 are going to be for a 4-year term, per how the resolution was designed by ISAC. So to me, I think it would make more sense for the supervisors to have staggered
I
ones.
do too.
And we could change your resolution if you want to do that and not put these in the mix. And then just draw for the others.
This is a resolution by ISAC.
I just put our. in there.
I would be in favor of separating the advocates for the, since the supervisors have 2, and 1 longer term, 1 shorter term. And going forward, the shorter term will fulfill longer term in the second.
Right, and they.
Yeah.
When their 2 years is up, then it'd be a 4-year term.
Yeah.
Just like District One Supervisor, Mark has a 2-year term, the next one in District One, another.
So you,
You want to do that? We would just need to reword this resolution.
what we need to add to it, so we can amend it right now before we take action, if that's the consensus.
Yes,
So in the paragraph, the third paragraph, it says, whereas lots were dropped to determine the duration of initial staggered terms for the members of the compensation. I think that could just be something like, with the exception of the Board of Supervisors, they'll have one representative for 2-year term, first time 2-year term.
We need an amendment to the resolution. And to include the language that Auditor Clark just stated. Draft that so we can add that.
I don't have drafted that.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if you were going to. Should have covered. I don't know if you necessarily have to amend the resolution. I could just have that resolution printed in that resolution.
I think we know what we're trying to get, but shouldn't be too hard to put things in. How about if you amended it down at where it says after the sentence, it says, be it further resolved, the representatives of the auditor, treasurer, recorder, sheriff, county attorney, shall, well, however it's drawn out. And then after that sentence, the Board of Supervisors shall have one representative serve an initial term of 2 years and one other representative serve a 4-year term. I think that would be an appropriate spot instead of putting it, whereas lots were drawn to determine the duration of the initial staggered term, except I think if you put it down in the therefore, either way, it's not going to be, however you want to do it.
I actually got it in both here. See if I'll get that and we can see it again.
Okay.
I can.
All right, we'll see what this is going to be.
That's out there in cyberspace.
Staff. Lexi, are you on the phone by chance? Maybe we could go on to another agenda item. forward it to the.
Yeah, okay, we'll, get back to item 6 after we get a amendment drafted to change the language, and we'll move to item 7, which is, review action regarding resolution 2624, extending the moratorium on accepting, approving applications or issuing permits for the utility scale wind energy systems and battery storage installations under the provisions of ordinance number 2011-2 zoning ordinance.
You're all clicking, probably got it down there.
Just came through.
Uh, And so, your packet, there's an updated resolution on the extension of the moratorium. And in effect, it cites that it originally was in place and we, in fact, until May 20th. We amended it by resolution on May 20th and extended it to July 1st. Then on June 28th, we extended it by resolution again until October 1st. And so now we're considering extending it until December 2nd. Essentially the content of the resolution.
December 2nd, is that correct?
Yeah.
March?
Yeah.
December 2nd was a Monday meeting date.
Is that long enough, think?
I've wondered too, I wondered if, I've learned a lot in this process, and, they strongly in favor of wind energy. I want to see it done right, and I'd like to see a karst topography study done to do it the right way. There's a lot of new technology. I'd be happy with 90 days versus December 2nd. When I say karst topography study, I'd like to see independent. I know there's studies out there, and I would like to see an independent study done then.
How about December 31st then? That's the end of the year.
Would be 190 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Jim, that this karst thing is serious enough that I don't think the county can afford to make a mistake. So I would agree with the study. And they have it done independently. Maybe there's been some studies already done too.
There has. Many of them that I find are not independent. Now, there might be something out there already, but I haven't found it.
I'd be good until the end of December.
I would be, yeah.
Date of the week is December 31st.
Recording in progress.
We'd like to, well, we have a resolution in front of us. We would need to change it from December 2nd to December 31st, if that's what you want.
Or if you
Is
want
that an
90
amendment?
days, if you want 90 days, you can do December 23rd. That's a number.
Yeah, either one would be acceptable, I think.
23rd is
That week of December 30th, that's where I don't know if things would be different because the board will have an organizational meeting on January 2nd. So, would there be a meeting on the 30th or not?
23rd, okay.
Yeah, I'm acceptable. Does that have to be an amendment or we just,
I could do the same thing again, just change the name.
All right, can do that. So, we're voting on resolution 26-24, extending the moratorium. We stated the reasons, and we're just changing the date from October, from December 2nd to December 23rd, which is 90 days. Was there a motion made? Is that,
Or do you want me
talking about it?
or do you want me just to?
are you ready for a motion?
Yeah.
I've got it changed, if you want me just to
Yeah,
get
sure.
that one, have the staff on that one down. Put it up on the corner. Get the email. Have Renee here for.
You got two of these on the table.
I know.
We're waiting for, so we're all we're waiting for is something, is an email that changes December 2nd to December 23rd. We can approve the same resolution at December 23rd. No, there's no change there right now. We need a motion, a second. Roll call.
Have it in front of me now. I would make a motion to approve resolution number 26-24. Resolution extended moratorium on accepting and approving applications permits for utility, wind energy systems and battery storage installations under the provisions of the ordinance number 2011-2 zoning ordinance, Floyd County, Iowa, as amended. Resolution will expire on December 23rd of 2024.
Motion by Supervisor Jorgensen, second by Kiefer to approve resolution 26-24, change to the date of December 23rd. Auditor Carr, you call a roll.
Jorgensen?
Aye.
Keel.
Aye. Resolution 26-24, extending the moratorium is approved. Now let's go back to county consultation board. That email was sent in your packet. Let's clear that up. Thank you. Change from the first draft to this one starts in the third paragraph where it says, whereas lots were drawn to determine the duration of initial staggered terms for members of the compensation board, with the exception of the 2 representatives from the board of supervisors serving one initial 2-year term and the other serving an initial 4-year term.
And then I changed it down on the bottom, the up for the resolve. So instead of 4 lines for the 4-year term, I changed the 4th one to say, and 1 board of supervisors shall, so 3 plus 1 board of supervisors shall serve an initial term for 4 years, and representatives of the other 2 elected officials and 1 board of supervisors shall serve an initial term of 2.
All right, I understand that. And we need to file it retroactively to the date that the compensation board was disbanded.
Yes, that was in the resolution as well.
Further questions or comments on the draft resolution?
No.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2524, establishing the county compensation board.
Second.
Wait, can you draw first before you make a motion? So you know what fill this place is.
Oh, okay.
So,
Let somebody else there draw.
okay. Bob, you want to draw it away? You want to draw? So, 3, we're gonna draw 3 for a 4-year term.
First 3 will be for a 4-year term.
Do it that way?
Yep.
Okay. Auditor. Sheriff. Attorney. The other 2. There's a treasurer.
Or what you say, fill in the blanks for us on the be it further resolved, the representatives of the
Representatives of the auditor, attorney, auditor, and sheriff will serve the initial 4 years. Right. And then the representative of the clerk and treasurer. And add the 1 board of supervisors. Also, be it further resolved, the representatives of the attorney, auditor, sheriff, and 1 board of supervisors shall serve an initial term of 4 years, and representatives of the recorder, treasurer, and 1 board of supervisors shall serve an initial term of 2.
filled in blanks. So now we are ready for a motion and second to consider resolution 25-24.
Make a motion to approve resolution 25-24, establishing the county compensation board. Be it further resolved that representatives of the attorney, auditor, and sheriff and 1 board of supervisors shall serve an initial term of 4 years, and representatives of the recorder and treasurer and 1 board supervisor shall serve an initial term of 2 years.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Supervisor Kiefer and seconded by Jorgens to approve resolution 25-24, establishing a county compensation board. Auditor Carr, would you call the roll?
Kiefer.
Aye.
Jorgensen.
Aye.
Keeling.
Aye. Resolution 25-24. All right, now, ready for proclamation. Item 8, review and action regarding the October Domestic Violence Awareness Month proclamation. And we have a guest here with us. Auditor Carr, would you introduce our guest?
Yes, this is Renee Harris. Coalition for
Crisis Intervention Service.
Credit.
Would you like?
Yeah, so that way you can be heard on the microphone.
Okay, excellent.
Renee, they have your updated version. So the only thing I changed for yours was I changed the date to September 23rd.
Okay, gotcha. Do you guys want paper copies or are you okay?
Yes, that'd be fine. Thank you.
Some basic.
Thank you.
No.
We have some extras in my case. Gentleman over here too. Yeah, I'll give
He's the
them.
press.
Oh, did you want them? Sorry, I took them
No,
all.
that's all right. We got extras somewhere.
Gloria's probably got
There we go.
them. They got past that direction.
Yes.
Great. Would you like to read the organization, the proclamation, or tell us what's in it?
I would love to read the proclamation and then I
Thank you.
can leave the bottom part for you guys, if that's okay with you.
Fine,
Okay.
fine.
I'll do a little introductory piece though, just about who I am and a little bit about what I'm doing around the area here. So my name is Renee Harris and I'm a domestic abuse advocate with Crisis Intervention Service. I service Floyd, Mitchell, Butler, and Grundy County. I've done proclamations in this county for 2 years now with the city council. So I've done that, but this is my first time with you guys on the board. So I'm excited to be here, but I did go to Butler County and did one where they signed it with Board of Soups already and then Osage City Hall. So I'm glad to be here, giving it to you guys. Some of the things I'm also doing in Floyd County is getting the water tower lit up on the 24th of October. So look for purple in October for that. Check that out. And then the football fields also, well, 3 fields, I guess. I'm unsure of what all fields they will be, but they'll be lit purple from, sounds like dusk to 10 p.m. in October. So October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month and purple is the color for the program. So that's why I'm here, is just trying to spread awareness for the program and the agency that I work for. I'm passionate about it and believe in the mission. So I'll just start in on the proclamation now. Whereas home should be a place of warmth, unconditional love, tranquility, and security. For most of us, home and family can indeed be counted among our greatest blessings. Tragically, for many community members, these blessings are tarnished by violence and fear. And whereas domestic violence is more than an occasional family dispute, it is a serious crime that affects people of all races, ethnicities, ages, mental or physical abilities, socioeconomic status, religious backgrounds, and genders. And whereas the crime of domestic violence violates an individual's privacy, dignity, security, and humanity due to the systemic use of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic control or abuse. And whereas 395 adults and children have been killed in the state of Iowa as a result of domestic violence since 1995, and 112 survivors sought victim services in Floyd County this past year. Whereas children who grow up in violent homes are abused and neglected at higher rates than the national average, and more than 4 million children in the United States are at risk for witnessing domestic violence each year. And whereas domestic violence costs the nation over $5 billion annually in medical expenses, law enforcement and court costs, shelters and foster care, sick leave, absenteeism, and reduced work productivity. And whereas only a coordinated community effort will bring an end to this epidemic of crime, violence, and we as a community must address the problem of domestic violence in our homes and neighborhoods every day of the year. And whereas a coalition of organizations have emerged to directly confront the crisis, law enforcement officials, victim service programs, healthcare providers, the faith community, and other concerned citizens are helping in the effort to end domestic violence. We must recognize the compassion and dedication of these volunteers and professionals, applaud their efforts, and increase public understanding of this important social problem. Now, therefore,
Now therefore, we, the Board of Supervisors of Floyd County, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and urge all citizens of Floyd County to observe this month by becoming aware of the tragedy of domestic violence, supporting those who are working toward its end, and participating in community efforts. Urges us to get involved. You have read the proclamation. Is there a motion to approve the proclamation?
I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Supervisor Jorgensen and seconded by Kiefer to approve October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Floyd County. Further discussion?
I have some quick question. Is there relevance for the month of October?
like why the month of October?
Yeah, I've been chosen over other months for a reason. Not really.
You know, I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I know that it's been around for a long time. I looked this up a year ago on when it first started. I want to say it was 70 or 90, but that's a great question, and I'd love to look up more information on that. But
I was just curious, so I
yeah.
don't have any other questions.
Would I be able to get a picture with you guys of a signed proclamation? There's a signature spot at the bottom of the
You can
proclamation.
go to, give one to you also.
Yeah. But could I take a
So
photo
we
with you all
sign
before
one?
I take off?
I'd like to take it.
Awesome.
Looks like he's
Yes.
gonna take one.
What? No, I'm just writing. Just sign each one of these.
Yeah, then she can have an original and we'll have an original. Yes. Oh, I don't know about that.
You just want me to come over here and stand behind you?
Or maybe you and Jim, maybe you could go back there too.
Better sign it before we take a picture.
We'll let y'all look at
You want me to stand up maybe, or?
it. You two could be behind him too. However you want.
Like this?
Do a few of these guys.
Okay, you look there at me. There's a phone right here. Ready? Smiles, eyes open. All right. Thank you.
All right.
We can do another, one more.
One more, okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Thank you all so much.
Well, thank you, Rich. Thank you for your work in this area. Obviously, right
Let me give
before-
him one of these. Did Jim get one signed yet?
Yeah, just one. I'll sign this one.
Yeah, sign that one and then.
You guys have a good rest of your Monday.
Thank you. There you go. I just changed that. But everything.
Yeah, gotcha. Thank you. I came out early and, tried to get it all done before October hit, so that way I was
good.
late. Yeah, get awareness out there.
Thanks, Renee.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Gosh, don't take Main Street anywhere if you
No.
know, but did you guys come in on Main Street?
No,
It's all over up.
that's what, oh, is it?
Yeah, it is now.
Alright. Okay, next item is paying those taxes for the city of Charles City. We had considerable discussion about this last time, we were waiting for some more clarification. Is the county assessor available? Has any?
I
am here.
Yes, Randy. All right, what conclusion did you come to after you talked to the city clerk, I believe you were talking to next?
Yeah, she agreed that they need to be prorated to the date of possession, that the city did not request. I don't think even that they were aware that they could even request full abatement, but as we discussed, it's customary that they are just prorated to the date of possession and that the taxes after the date of possession are abated. So that's what she's requesting.
You have a email correspondence. On the second page of the email correspondence has Randy's amounts there for
$200.
So the amount that's circled here, $196.20 and $8.94 is the number that you've determined is the correct amount to pay.
Yeah, I guess I'm not looking at that. I have to be honest, like I prorated these taxes for Jesse because I am aware of how to do that. But this is really outside the scope of what the assessor does. So I guess, yes, that is what I prorated. I'm not looking at those calculations.
Okay, I'm just reading from the email that you sent us. Actually, you sent it to Jesse. And so.
Okay, yeah, so, yeah.
So that is the correct amount.
Yeah, so again, my recommendation, which almost, like I said, actually carries no weight because I'm the assessor, not the treasurer, but, the city taxes on parcel 1113-100-001 of $497.80, and then, the remainder would be abated. And then they would pay $57.06. So $196.20 would be abated on the first parcel, and on parcel 1113-100-051, $8.94 would be abated.
All right.
And that's just the email.
Is there a motion to that effect?
Also move.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Supervisor Kiefer and seconded by Jorgensen to abate $196.20 on the property parcel number 11-13-100-001-00 and $8.94 on parcel number 11-13-100-051-00. Further discussion. Thank you for working this out with Trudy and Jesse and everyone else. So.
Yeah, no problem.
Everyone,
Okay, Renee.
all right. Those in favor of the motion to abate those taxes, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. Very good. Item 10, dealing action regarding hiring a collection site substitute. Dwayne. there's nothing in the packet. I'm looking for you. Tell me what's going on there.
Okay, Jacob couldn't make it today, so I'm sitting in for him. He did actually hire, there's a. Okay,
just
I
brought
was
it.
wondering, I thought he said he brought a letter.
All right.
I didn't know where it's at. So, yeah, he did hire, I believe it's a 6 substitute, just a part-time substitute.
Nancy Schmidt.
And he's got the information upstairs. He'll get that to her as soon as he can.
Motion.
Oh, sure. Make a motion to approve hiring Nancy Schmidt as a collection site substitute at the wage of $17.07 an hour. There's an effective date.
As needed.
Yeah,
As needed, yeah,
to
part-
fill
yeah,
in, yeah,
substitute.
as soon as he gets the information that W4 stuff to her, that's, I guess, what should be debated.
Right.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Supervisor Ferguson, seconded by Kiefer to approve hiring of Nancy Schmidt as a substitute at the collection site in Floyd Co. Discussion for $17.07 an hour. Further discussion? None, those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion's carried. Very good. All right, item 11, discussion with the county engineer about secondary road activities. Wayne, what's going on there?
The secondary road crews are working on work orders, driveway permits, the gravel roads getting graded. It's been really dry, so it's been tough to do something. But got a little bit over the weekend, so that will help. Mowing the hard surface roads and the gravel roads, spraying the guardrails and weeds throughout the county, patching potholes, and B60 culvert extensions. Part of that goes into, I just submitted last week, B60 plans for the resurfacing, over place recycling on B60, and actual city limits over to Highway 14. That's a program now for next summer. Pavement marking plans for next year are submitted as well. We'll be getting a job number for that. The annual report was approved last week for the DOT for our budgets. Working with FEMA on the June flooding. I know Jacob's been working and Tracy have been working with them, reimbursed for that. Raise grant for the bridges that we've gotten. They got the contracts for those close to being done or done. I guess I don't know the exact status, but that's what he's been working on. And in the office, Tracy's been taking the work orders and driving permits, normal general office work.
Recent completion of Box Culvert on Kirkwood North 120th. I went over that the other day. That looks like a real nice improvement today.
Should be,
Safe.
makes a big difference.
Any other questions?
Okay.
Fix some, thank you. Some potholes in my road. Jacob said they were gonna fix them full mix or whatever.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We have a resignation from a conservation board member. Lanny Sandvik has resigned that position, so we need to fill that position. And I don't know how long that term was in effect for.
Just was appointed like April and May. That was to the same.
I don't think it was Doug's, but I could be wrong.
Well, in any event, sign the first one.
I know they're inquiring, I don't know if they've gotten any conservation members are inquiring.
This Pam Foley's term that ends June next year.
June 25.
All right, well, that will need to be filled. Next item is noting fees collected by the auditor, recorder, and sheriff. Or you need to review any of this, what you collected. This is for 3 months from April through June.
Just because of that whole reporting.
Total submitted to the treasurer, $21,930.94. County recorders report of fees collected. Here she is.
I think you said treasure, but it would have been
Good
audited.
morning.
Morning.
Yes.
I think you said treasure, but it would have been audited.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just, when you're gonna go over
Yeah.
our office, and I just wanted to bring to your guys' attention, you're gonna be getting this email today from Iowa Land Records, so I just printed it off for you. Regarding,
Email.
oh, did it? Okay. Regarding fee increases that, we're, putting a proposal out to the legislature this next year for, fee increase of reporting fees, and that increase will, bring about 12,000, if, depending on every year, it fluctuates the amount of reporting, but, approximately 12,000 or so back to the county. So I just was gonna bring that to your guys' attention and, let you know I'm in favor of the fee increase, so if you speak to, if anybody speaks to you regarding it or however, background of it, fees haven't increased since 1985, so it's been a while. I've talked to one stakeholder, Pat Gable at Fidelity, and he, I guess, was in favor of it. So it's not figure the amount of people for a mortgage or so forth, what they're borrowing compared to what the reporting fee increase. It's not a huge substantial difference. And if you glance at the chart here, this is where Iowa is now compared to the surrounding states, and this is what the increase is still pretty minimal compared to surrounding states. So
So is there anything you'd like to note in your fees that you've collected for the past 3 months? From April through?
no, it still stayed consistent, fees and revenue taxing, still substantial, I guess, for considering interest rates up and stuff. There's still sales, more farm ground that's been nothing major in increases.
Do you get any FOIA requests, Freedom of Information Act, for any documents? And if you do you charge for those?
I guess, we've had, I guess, somebody that requested like wanting to know emails and that type of thing, which didn't end up sending it out to all counties, that kind of thing. But otherwise, we do get people that request documents, and we charge it's 50 cents a page.
I just wanted to commenting on that.
With Iowa Land Records, they can go out and look at our documents, so I guess if somebody needs, mass amount or whatever, I suggest they go there. Customers come in to wanting a copy of their deed to their property or something like that to take to their attorney. Paying that any taxes. So, unless it's,
Probably a good topic to talk about sometime, maybe at a department head meeting, also because of the state ombudsman's office change that you can't charge more than what your costs are, you can't include like cost of copy machine and maintenance and that kind of stuff. We used to charge 50 cents, but we charge 10 cents.
And we've had, and we're gonna discuss that at our district meeting, which I have. So I think our 50 cents is certified copies of vital records, we charge 5. So
And I should maybe clarify, we charge 10 cents if somebody wants a copy of, like, Berlin tries copy, ask for copies of something. I charge 10 cents for that because it's our records. But if someone comes in and says, I would like, could you make a copy of my document? We charge 50 cents for that.
vital records, we charge. That's what was a state requirement.
It'd be interesting what your conversations end up with that state investments that changed like,
Yeah.
probably.
All right, any questions for Amy?
Nope.
The sheriff's office is, 3 months of the fees, you can note them in your packet. Sheriff Crooks, you can ask him about it. He's like, item 14, future agenda.
Next meeting would be the.
Yes.
Anything, yes, right now.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved by Kiefer, seconded by Jordan to adjourn. Those in favor say aye. Aye. You're adjourned. Thank you.